So let's start today's topic. Topic number 4, India's role in its neighboring countries. So before starting this, I will send you information that this video give you basic idea about India's role in South Asia and Southeast Asia, and for relation of India with its neighboring country, bilateral relations. I will make a separate video. The need is that you have to support me, and you can support me by subscribing my channel and share it with your friends and fellow aspirants. So let's get started. So I start with the slogan that if a country want to become a global power, then it has to be strong in its backyard. What is the meaning of this? That if a country want to become a powerful country at a global level, but the first need for that, it have to be good relations, and it have to become a regional power. That it should be a regional power, because it's, if we see that if a country become regional power, then it become global power. So what they need, that first it have to become a regional power. And how it become regional power, that is that good relations with the neighboring countries. So then the influence of this country on that country will increase, and that will increase its image on global level. So if we see, and there is another factor, development is equals to stability. Means if a place, if a region where stability, then the development come. How? And why? How the stability come? Relations with neighboring countries. So if we see the example of Europe, so where is a very, most of countries are developed. Why? Because there is stability and there is good correlation between the countries, and there is also European Union, a good union between them. And if we see that there is no development, that is Middle East. So if we see Iraq, Syria, that is all backward countries. So what is the problem? There is no stability, there is no good relation. Saudi Arabia, Iran, there is no good relation. So what's happened? Lack of development. Although the countries are rich enough, but the problem is that there is no stability in the region. So let's, for stability and development, what happened in 1980s? Rise of regionalism, establishment of regional as organizations such as BIMSTEC. I am talking about South Asia. So BIMSTEC, SARC, India is both part of India, and ASEAN, which is Association for Southeast Asian Nations. So what motivated these South Asian countries to make such regional organization? That is European Union. They were motivated by EU, that they will also make a union and for stability and development in the region. So we will talk separately about in the later sessions. So let's get started today's topic, India's neighboring relations with neighboring countries. So we will follow the which are countries neighbor: Pakistan, China, Afghanistan, Bangladesh, Myanmar, Bhutan, Nepal and Sri Lanka. But before starting, we should know that India's borders with length of borders with many countries. So there is a formula, Bachpan MBA. So how this elaborate? B for Bangladesh, C for China, P for Pakistan, N for Nepal, M for Myanmar, B for Bhutan. So this is the formula. So let's get started direct to the point. First country is Pakistan. So what we all know, with Pakistan we have a hard, largely hostile relation due to tension, Kashmir ceasefire violation. We have also fought 4 wars with Pakistan. You should know about the 4 wars, so you can comment in the comment section below. After the Pulwama attack, India doubled the import duty, has stopped trade. There was no trade now at present. Kartarpur corridor, yet Kartarpur corridor, I will make a separate video on that, but you should know that simple Kartarpur corridor is situated on Ravi Nadi, and it joins two major Sikh pilgrimage site between India and Pakistan. And the many other issue is with Pakistan, which is cross-border terrorism, state-sponsored terrorism, infiltration and militancy in region, because Pakistan trying to instigate militancy in India. And also after Pulwama attack To retaliate trade disputes, Pakistan also stopped India's aerospace for India. And now we take China. Relation between India and China can be said to be cordial to some extent, with border and trade dispute happening now and then both the countries. Because we can't say that with the China relation are good, not or bad. So the thing are both. Panchil agreement, there was Panchil agreement signed but not followed by China. I will talk about the one of important thing about Panchil agreement, that both of countries will never intervene its internal matter, but what's happening, China is frequently intervening in India's internal matters, Jammu and Kashmir, so hardly followed by China. And also a major war fought in 1962 that China encroached outside China region. China is India's largest trading partner, but what is the problem? Trade deficit, which is $53 billion. There is a huge competition between India and China. Both countries want to become a dominant power in the region, Indian Ocean region. As I also mentioned earlier, that regional power is most important. China is continuously expanding its defense strategic asset. Apart from direct tension between both the countries, China openly support Pakistan. Yes, this is the endeavor that China, by supporting the Pakistan, want to pull back India down to harm India, and other countries raised concern due to China's stance undermining India's sovereignty. And along with this, there are many issues such as aggressive policies of China which were affecting India, that like debt trade policy, which China giving debt to the neighboring countries of India, and aggressive by aggressive policy it encourage their special strategic asset. And there is one more thing, this is string of pearls. We will talk later about India about it in India China relations, but you can say that OBOR is also a part of string of pearls. And this is and along with it, as we mentioned earlier, there was border dispute, and the main thing is that China want to isolate India and want to become regional power, because there is only competitor in the Indian Ocean region of China is India. So there is cause of concern between India and China. Next is Afghanistan. So India claims to be a direct neighbor of Afghanistan, but the border lies in the Gilgit-Baltistan area, which was POK, which comes under POK. We have donated our most cherished partner of Afghanistan donated. There are many projects like Salma Dam School, scholarship, parliament, many projects of India in Afghanistan. Along with this, India developing its port in Iran. I forget about the name. Chabahar port and the Jarang road in Afghanistan, so to connect Afghanistan and Middle East. So good relation between, but the current situation is that Afghanistan US peace talk, Taliban peace talk. So because Taliban now came in power, and Taliban is a militant organization pro China, pro Pakistan, sorry, so the relation will be affected, but see the future what will happen. Next is Bangladesh. With Bangladesh we have seen certain ups and downs, but relation are good. India helped Bangladesh in its liberation war, and both countries in 2011 signed a major accord border demarcation known as Teen Biga Corridor. India has invested heavily in infrastructure development in Bangladesh. Both countries are able to fight terrorism together. India also provides electricity to Bangladesh. Apart from giving $500 million line of credit to defense equipment and conduct military exercise, Bangladesh has also allowed movement of Indian goods northeastern districts to, so it is also providing connectivity to India. So there is good relation with India and Bangladesh, but the major problem with migrants, that Rohingyas and other. So this is the problem, and this have to be solved. The next is Myanmar. So India and Myanmar share a 1600-kilometer long border. The relations have been quite normal, neither good nor bad. Myanmar has a province of British India and was separated in 1970. We have had cultural exchange with Myanmar. Buddhist text to the trade connection. Myanmar as part of No India, but want to improve on these aspects. Part of Act East policy. So we are trying to improve relation. We have given no charge visa to all Myanmar citizens since 2017. All both countries agreed to work together against terrorism. India is helping Myanmar modernize its military, but the problem with it, that China OBOR, the Myanmar has a part of OBR, and but there is many projects between India and Myanmar like Kaladan multi-satellite project. But problem is that India is going to let deadline covered, not covered by India, and it is going to be late on project. But importance of Myanmar is that it acts as a bridge between South Asia and Southeast Asia to India. Bhutan. Relation between India and Bhutan have been very close, unique. Bhutan is largest beneficiary of Indian foreigners. We have helped them develop in all aspects. And Pandit Jawaharlal Nehru once said that any act of aggression to Bhutan will be considered as act of aggression on India. In 1949, India and Bhutan signed a treaty of friendship, a code to which India won't interfere in internal matter of Bhutan, while Bhutan will let India guide to its foreign policy. But what's happened in 2007, that was changed, and India can't guide Bhutan's foreign policy. This agreement was revoked in 2007. Yes, I mentioned earlier. India also carries responsibility for training Buddha. Bhutan's army has declared will developed country by Bhutan will be declared that it will be developed by 2045. India should shift its focus on economic and strategic importance Bhutan. And there was another development that was Doklam Pleiku crisis, which was part of Bhutan, and India intervened in it because China was aggressive towards Bhutan. Next is Sri Lanka. India and Sri Lanka generally have positive relation. Both countries have deep cultural Buddhism and Hinduism from the core values of both national. India and Sri Lanka's largest trading partner. India helped Sri Lanka in its struggle against LTT also, and there was a treaty in 1987, Indo-Sri Lankan Peace Accord. Nowadays there is increased closeness between India and China because the Prime Minister of Sri Lanka, Gotabaya Rajapaksa, is pro-China, and Sri Lanka is also affected from China's debt trap policy, which was under which Hambantota port of Sri Lanka was leased to China for 99 years. So no, this relation are good, but we have to improve with Sri Lanka. Now we talk about Nepal. Our relationship with Nepal started with the treaty 1950 Treaty of Peace and Friendship. India and Nepal have open borders, and citizens of both countries can move freely. Nepalese can work freely in India except of some civil services and some state. India has helped Nepal a lot. Infrastructural development and line of credit, free trade, monetary aid. However, there is growing closeness Nepal and China because Nepal become part of OBOR, and KP Oli, who is Nepalian Prime Minister, which is also pro-China, and he attributed India for the Mahadesi crisis which was happened in Nepal. And but the recent development was the PM Modi inaugurated Motihari Amleganj pipeline and to provide energy security to Nepal. So at last we discuss about conclusion. So India start well with the most of countries, but they are now drifting towards China. So this is the problem because China want to become a regional power and India also. So India should review its policy that the project should be completed in time, and good relations with the countries to prevent from China to having a dominant position in the region. So next topic, most important topic, China and South China Sea, must see because this is the most important in these days. Thank you. Jai Hind.